Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's TPM5 here, back again with another NBA video. In today's video, I'll be talking about the Minnesota Timberwolves. Just, cover, what I believe they can do this season and why this season could be important in the grand scheme of things. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, as you guys may have known, the Timberwolves didn't do too great last season. They won their first two games of the year, and after that, it was not really, anything different from what they've had over the last few years. It was capped off by a 9-game losing streak, which during the middle of it led to the sacking of Coach Saunders, and they ended up picking up Chris Finch. Now, throughout last season, Karl Anthony Towns was good, 25 points, 11 rebounds, and nearly 5 assists a game. Malik Beasley was good until he was suspended, I believe. He was averaging nearly 20 points per game on good shooting splits. Anthony Edwards had a good rookie year, averaging 19 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. And D'Angelo Russell was steady in 28.5 minutes per night at 19 points and 6 assists. Guys like Naj Reid, Jaden McDaniels, and Jared Vanderbilt were refreshing pieces coming up, from out of nowhere almost. Guys with some decent upside. Now, just a quick break, guys. I make NBA content 2 to 3 times a week. And I'd heavily appreciate if you guys supported me, dropped a like on the video and also comment as well. If you have any T-Wolves fans watching, how do you think you guys will do this year? But let's get back to the video. So a key thing last year with the Timberwolves was the fact that they had obviously 23 and 49 record, which isn't really where the team should be at this point. But they were 25th in offensive rating and 28th in defensive rating. So the move, acquiring Patrick Beverley was actually a pretty good choice in the grand scheme of things. I think they got rid of Hernan Gomez and Culver, and I think that probably was the right move to, fill in some of the gaps they had on the defensive side of the floor. He comes in, he's going to make them better on the defensive side of the floor by, 5 rankings, I think. He's going to kind of instill, a bit of a better culture in this team, similar to, if you cast your mind back to when Butler was there, similar to that. Now I'm not expecting them to jump up, 25 wins, but, there is something to, a gritty veteran can come in and do some stuff and, change the culture a little bit. I think it's good to have some veterans like that. Now, Ben Simmons has been linked with this team, and getting Ben Simmons or not, kind of determines if this team is a playoffs team or not. I can see a world where they do squeak in without, making the addition of Ben Simmons. But if they do get him, I think that it becomes playoffs or bust. Now, when it comes to a Ben Simmons package, it's been the kind of theme of the offseason. Now, the Warriors offered Andrew Wiggins and then, 2 first-round draft picks, including, James Wiseman, and then also a future, selection of picks. Now, they turned that down, and also Brogdon was part of it. So the market for Ben Simmons is kind of waning a little bit. Now, I can't really see the Timberwolves making a move happen without giving up one of D'Angelo Russell or Anthony Edwards. Now, that's something you probably don't want to do, and also the connection between Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell is something that is pretty tight, and you wouldn't want to risk, upsetting Karl Anthony Towns and rocking the boat too much. Now, I think the ideal trade package for the team would be Malik Beasley, Jaden McDaniels, Taurean Prince, and probably a couple future first-round draft picks. Now, it's probably not what Timberwolves fans want to hear, but I think that Ben Simmons does do a lot of great things. He's a great defensive player. He'll, take some of the, D'Lo's a decent playmaker, but I guess he's going to come in and be able to help on that kind of aspect of the game. I think that, that would be a great addition. Obviously, there's no guarantees, but it does look like, Ben Simmons is going to leave the Philadelphia 76ers to summer at least. But let's continue with a bit more of a focus on the Timberwolves. Now, if you guys don't know much about Chris Finch, he was the former Toronto Raptors assistant coach, and he's been an associate head coach around the league a few times as well. And set aside the strange, mid-season firing, he's qualified for the job. And after, the departure of Saunders, he kind of settled the team and had a 16 and 25 record, I believe, to finish the year. So probably a bit closer to what this team should be doing. Now, they didn't have any draft picks, of their own this offseason, but a few days ago they signed Bolmaro, who was a 6'6" guard out of Argentina. He wrapped up his second season with FC Barcelona, the basketball team. being named the most spectacular player in the league at ACB. Now, he's someone that can do stuff. He was with Argentina in the Olympics, however, he didn't really get that much game time. Now, a lot of things are going to have to happen for the Timberwolves to return to the playoffs for the first time in 3 years, and then for the third time in 17 years. I think a lot of people are rooting for them to cut the drought down. I think that they could trot out a lineup as follows. I think that they could put D'Angelo Russell at the point guard, Malik Beasley at the shooting guard, Anthony Edwards at small forward, Jaden McDaniels or Vanderbilt at power forward. Obviously, Karl Anthony Towns, the talisman, the main attraction on this team, and then Patrick Beverley off the bench, McLaughlin, Prince, Najrion Reed, Lehman, Knoll, and Okogie. So this team does have some depth, and I think they should be winning more than 30 games easily this season. I'd probably say somewhere from 33 to 39. I'm not too sure, but this team should be a bit more competitive now that they've made the necessary moves. And that brings me to the end of the video. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time. Peace out.